Hey, welcome to Dirtbag TV, everybody. Today we're going to be drawing some Pokemon characters. Today we're going to be doing Pikachu. Alright, well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so now we want to start with the shape of the character. We're going to go ahead and draw a couple circles here, and that's going to represent the overall shape of the character. Now we want to go ahead and connect these circles with some lines here. And there we go, that's the shape we're going to work with. Alright, Pikachu is kind of a pear shape, and I believe that's what we have here. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add some lines in here to represent the arms. So I can position them the way I want. They're going to be kind of sticking out just like that. There we go. And now we're just going to do the same thing with the legs here and the feet. And there we go. That's a basic shape of Pikachu. Oh yeah, Daddy needs his juice. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and add some directional lines so we can just get some dimension to the face here, and as well as the stomach. Alright, so Pikachu has basically just two small circles for eyes, so we're gonna go ahead and add that in. Alrighty. Next we're going to go ahead and add the nose. Pikachu just kind of has like a dot for a nose basically. And for the mouth, we're just going to do stretched out W there, just like that, yeah. Alright. And a big long U for the bottom. Alright, and just kind of add some lines in there for his tongue. Alright, so now we got his facial structure here. We're going to go ahead and add in the ears. Now the ears are just going to come out like that and connect at the tip. And the other one we're going to make a little bit floppy, so we'll put it at a greater angle. There we go. That's nice. Just like that. Alright, now we can kind of darken in the top of his skull here, just like that. And we'll go ahead and add the sides of his face with the cheeks, just like that. Alright, that is looking good. Maybe a little chin just right there. Alright, looking good. Now we can go ahead and start with the arms here. Alright, like I said, these lines are just kind of a go-by that I'm going to go off of. Doesn't have to be exact with my outlines here. I'm just going to go ahead and add those fingers in there, and there you go, there's an arm. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side here. There we go, there's another little Pikachu arm. Very good. Alright, now here is his stomach. Gonna come down just like that. Alright, maybe add a little chub from under, and go ahead and add the legs with his feet there. Alright, and that's what we've got so far. Nice little Pikachu. Alright, so we're gonna go with the add a little tail in here before we forget that. It's got kind of like a lightning bolt shape. It's going to go off the page a little bit, but that's fine. Alright. Just like that. Perfect. Alrighty. Now we can go ahead and add the ball sack. That I am just going to add. I'm going to draw in two small circles just like that, as you can see there. Oh yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to darken those in. Basically form a sack around those two spheres we had in there. Alright, so now I'm just going to add a little seam down the middle here. Alright, and then I'm going to make some lines coming out from that seam. And that's going to add a little 3 dimensions to that and create that nice ice cream scoop effect that we want. So he's got a nice tight little ball sack, just like that. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start on the shaft now. And we're going to bring up one side of the shaft just like that, add a little bit of curve at the end. Basically like it's sticking straight up, but it's not it's not at 100% hardness. So I want it to kind of look like it's a little bit soft, so it's going to be kind of flopping over a little bit, and I want to represent that just with a little bit of curvature, just like that. As in it's not hard enough to hold up fully hold up its own weight there. All right. So, and now one thing to consider when you're drawing your phallus here is that you want to really consider the tip to shaft ratio, and so if you want to kind of accentuate and really show off the girthiness, if that's what you're going for with your with the penis here, is the girthiness. You're gonna want to have the tip a little bit more narrow than the shaft here, and that's gonna really create the illusion of a real big, thicker shaft, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. So there we go. We're gonna go ahead and get that first half of the tip in there, and bring in the center. All right. See, now the tip isn't too big, and you'll notice that the shaft tapers a little bit to that tip, and that's gonna make the shaft appear quite girthy, and that's what we want here. That's that's what we're going for. All right, now I can go ahead and draw in the seam here for the underside of the cock. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and make that a double line. So that's gonna be a kind of an almost parallel. I don't know if you can see that too well in the camera there. Get a close up. No, it's not coming through. But what I did is I did 2 lines, one longer than the other, and I made them really close together, and that's kind of it's gonna accentuate and show that seam, and give that underside penis seam effect. And that's gonna add some realism to it. All right. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and add some maybe some wrinkles and lines to that penis. All right, and that's gonna just add more detail and more character to that cock. And all right, so far I'm pretty happy with this cock. Like I said, we're gonna add more detail into it, so let me get a more finer point pencil here, and we're gonna add in some lines on the side. All right, and these lines just kind of give the cock a little more character. I'm also gonna add some circles, and that's gonna show some age on that cock. I don't know if you can see it. Doesn't really come in focus in too well on this camera here, but I'm adding some small circles and spots and lines and wrinkles into the cock. If you're doing this if you're following along at home, go ahead and add in whatever you want, whatever type of caricature you're trying to bring out in that shaft. You can go ahead and add disease such as warts, ulcers, cancer, sores, whatever have you, liver spots. I'm a big fan of liver spots on cocks. I think it adds a lot of character, makes it look like an old dirty cock, and that's what I really like bringing out in the shafts that I draw. All right, and also you can go crazy with the detail, or you can keep it more simplistic, and I kind of like a simplistic approach, not adding too much, not making it too gaudy looking cock, and sometimes that ends up looking like too much is going on. But if you draw it back a little bit, you'll find that it's gonna look just nice. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add some hairs, bush, And by doing that, I'm just going to do some squiggly lines and a lot of circles and curls behind that shaft and balls, just like that. And that's going to look real nice. That's going to be a nice full bush behind that, the base of the shaft there. Alright, now for one of my favorite parts, I'm going to add some hairs onto the ball sack. And for this, it's just going to be a variation of squiggly lines, and that's pretty much it. You don't want to add too many curls. Kind of want to keep it varied between squiggles and curls. So there we go. There's a curl right there, and there's a squiggly line there. Another curl, squiggly curl. There's another squiggly line, squiggly line. There you go. You just let it vary, and really fill that sack up with hairs. I really like drawing hairy sacks. I think hairy sacks are show a lot more character than a smooth young ball sack. All right. And especially that's going to go real nice with Pikachu's young features. He is kind of a very childish, young-looking Pokemon, especially through his personality traits and characteristics. This old man, dirty, big cock here is going to look nice with all these characteristics drawn in here. That's gonna contrast really well with him. Just like that. Alright, and that's looking good. And there's a nice close-up. There's the ball sack with the hairs, if you can see that. That's looking real nice. That's, yeah. Alrighty. Alright, so now we can go ahead and add the detail into Pikachu, the rest of Pikachu's body here. Get the tips of his ears. Alright, get those pupils in there and darken in the eyes a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's gonna look good. Yeah, that makes Papa happy. That makes Daddy proud. Oh, okay. And I know he's got a little brown in his tail there. So that line's gonna be for that. All right. I actually misplaced my eraser, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave these little lines in here, these sketch lines. We'll just go ahead and color over those. It's not gonna matter. It's just it's still gonna show through nicely here. All right. So now, of course, Pikachu is yellow, so we're gonna go ahead and start making some nice wide coloring here, just filling in the base, just like that. Alright. Not pressing down too hard, I just want to get them colored in, and then we can go ahead and add more detail as we go. Alright. Work around the shaft here. I just want to get the majority of his body colored in. Alright. That's looking nice. Boy, I tell you, that shaft sure is looking good. Kind of distracting when you're trying to color hair, but we'll work through that. Alright, and there's the ears. And you'll notice I'm doing, I'm coloring in circles, and instead of just going back and forth like that, I'm kind of creating circles, wide circles with the pencil here, and that's going to make the coloration blend in and more together, and you're not going to have those distinct coloring lines as you would from just going back and forth. Alright, we'll just get this ear here. finish up on the tail here. There we go. Yeah. Just like that. Alright, and that's looking good. Alright. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab some black, and I'm going to color in the tips of the ears here. Alright, and that's looking good. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Color in both ears there. Alright, that looks good. Yeah. Okay. Now, Pikachu's got some brown here on the base of his tail there. Alright. That's looking good. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and color in his mouth hole here. Add some pink in there. Yes. That is looking great. Boy, this character's really coming to life a lot more now that we added this the colors into it. Alright, now Pikachu's got some big bright rosy red cheeks. We're gonna go ahead and add those. Alright, so I'm just gonna make the outlines here with the pencil. There we go. And there's the other one. Good. Alright, so we can go ahead and color those in now. And that is looking good. That's really gonna pop. Yeah. Alright, that is looking good. I am actually happy with this. Alright, so now we can work on the cock and balls here. I'm going to go ahead and color in the cock with a more of a human flush tone here. And I think that's going to give it a lot more character. Again, I'm going for a lot of character. Making the cock more humanistic colors is, again, gonna make that contrast against the cartoonish, childish characteristics of Pikachu himself, and that's really gonna come through nicely. Give some realism to this fat, juicy cock. All right, color in the balls there too. Alright, so with the balls, let me get the tip here. Add a little pink into that. There we go. That's good. Yeah, just like that. Alright, so with the balls here, I am actually going to add in a little bit of brown. I'm just going to darken in those contours with the brown. I like the balls to be a little bit darker and have some brown accents in them, and that's really going to bring them out and make them look a lot dirtier. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That is looking good. Again, I'm just darkening in these lines I have here in the ice cream scoop. It's going to darken up the balls a little bit. Just do a little light coloration throughout. That's going to look nice. Yeah, those are dirty looking. Yeah, that's nice. So a little bit on the base as well. Alright, so now I'm going to actually add some light red into the balls as well. I want to give them kind of like a strained look as well. Yeah, and that red's really going to bring it out. There we go, that's looking good. I'm just going to add just a little bit of redness throughout the shaft as well. Alright, so what I'm also going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of brown to the bottom here. So who doesn't like a little bit of brown and build up on the bottom there? It's nothing to be ashamed of. I know I got a little bit of brown back there right now. Alright, and that's coming through nicely. That's looking real good. Alright, maybe a little bit on the side of the shaft there. That's just to add some depth to it. And that's looking real nice. Okay. Alright, so now I think that is good for the colorization there. Get you guys a nice close-up of that. I don't know if you can see the colors too well. They're not really coming through on the camera, but you can definitely see the contours and the lines and a lot of the detail in those. And see how close we can get that. Okay, there we go. And that's looking real nice. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my my Sharpie pen here. It's a fine tip, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start bringing out the outlines here. And we're just gonna do nice smooth lines. Alright, that does it for the body. Now we can go ahead and work on the cock and balls here. Alright, there we go. I'll start with the shaft. Work our way down. Yeah, that's looking real nice. Okay, yes. Look at that curvature. That's nice. Get that little glands in there. Alright. To the outline of the balls here. Oh, these balls really turned out well. I'm actually quite pleased with them. Darken those up a bit. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Go ahead and get that seam. There you go. And there's that double line I was talking about, if you could see it there. Add some more detail and contours into this penis here. Maybe some wrinkles at the top. Yeah. Alright, get the seam on that ball sack. And those contour lines, those little ice cream scoop wrinkles there. Alright, and we'll darken in those hairs. Yeah, we want those hairs to stand out. And I'm not tracing over these hairs as perfectly. Of course, they will be, what I drew with the pencil will be almost impossible to see underneath this marker here, so you don't need to trace over them perfectly. So if you need to make new ones, that's totally fine. Alright, and we'll get that nice full bush behind there. That looks real nice. Alright, We'll get that extra detail on the shaft here with the liver spots. That looks good. That looks great. Alright, have a little close-up of that. That is our Pikachu.